Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. It's me, Sarge, and this is my first gear review. I know I posted a video a while back saying that I am going to do some gear reviews. What my gear reviews are not, if you have not watched that video, they are not things that I do because somebody sent me something for free and asked me to talk about it or promote it. It's not something that somebody sent me something or I bought something and I never used it or put it to use and I talked about it and gave a review. That's not a review. All my reviews are going to be about things that I have purchased myself or used for an extended period of time, enough to put it through the ringer. And I don't consider 2 or 3 weekends, weekend backpacking trips or outdoor trips, putting it through the ringer. I am going to be reviewing almost all the equipment that I've taken with me. I'm currently on the AT. If you're just seeing this video for the first time of me, I'm currently through hiking the Appalachian Trail. So I'm going to be reviewing all the gear that I've taken with me on that trail. And I'm reviewing a piece of gear right now that I have been carrying on the trail. Now I'm only on mile 350-ish something, whatever. You might be like, well, you're not even done the trail. How can you do a review on a piece of equipment you thru-hiked with if you're not even done that, haven't thru-hiked yet? It's a good point. I mean, that is a very, very good point. If I'm reviewing gear for a thru-hike, I should thru-hike with it first. Well, another time that I think is good to review a gear is if I'm using gear and then it breaks and I have to replace it. That is also a good time to do a review on a piece of equipment. So this piece of equipment, I haven't thru-hiked with it yet, but I had to replace it. So we're going to review it. And today is the Trekology hiking inflatable pillow. All right. So I bought this one. They're available online for anywhere between $16.99 to $20. I paid $19.99 for mine, as you see from the screenshots on my Amazon account. So it's not a cheap item by any means. There are more expensive pillows. There are a lot cheaper pillows. And it's not from a bad company per se. I'm not trying to say the company is horrible, you shouldn't buy from them, but we are going to review this pillow. I've been hiking with this pillow, and I'm on day 67, so around day 50 something, I've been waking up in the middle of the night with it just like this. I went to bed with this last night. I blew it up full and went to bed with it last night, and once again it's like this. So I'd have to blow it up 2 or 3 times a week. Okay, cool, not a big problem. It's half deflating and I have to refill it. Maybe there's a singular puncture hole, or maybe 2 puncture holes. So logical explanation, right? So when I got to a hostel, I filled up a deep sink because I was going to find that 1 or 2 puncture holes, and filled it up, put it into the water, squeezed the snot out of it, squeezed the snot out of it to get some air bubbles to come out. And I didn't see 1, I didn't see 2 puncture hole air bubbles, but I seen all along the seam hundreds of air bubbles coming up. So this pillow, in a matter of 60 some days of being used every night sleeping, not roughhousing with it or anything, it stays in my pack, I inflate it, I sleep on it, gets put back in my pack. The holes were not in the body of the pillow where it could have been like a piece of equipment, poked it. I do have some sharp things in my pack, something could have poked it, but it wasn't that. It was completely along the seam, so the whole entire seam of this mattress failed. And the only weight this has when it's inflated, you might think that, well, maybe something, well, it's only my head. It goes into my back, deflated, I squeeze all the air out of it. But so yeah, I had 60 some days is what this lasts, 50 to 60 some days. I forget exactly when it started deflating, what day it was, but yeah, this whole entire seam has holes in it, and I really can't tell how they sealed this. I think it was some kind of heat. There's not a stitching in this, but it feels like there's a thick bead in here, like it was some kind of heat element they used to melt this, but I don't know how they manufacture this, so I can't don't quote me on that. I'm just speculating. But yeah, so something, this bag, or this pillow itself failed. It wasn't something that punctured it. It wasn't something that damaged it, because that's not a dig on a piece of equipment if it gets damaged by something or from something. But the seal on this pack failed. I have left a review. Usually you get a reply back from the companies, good companies anyways. I've reviewed a product. I put a review on a product one time, and I got a message back right from them recently, and they replaced the product and even more than that. So hopefully I hear back from them, and maybe they will respond and say, oh, that's so sorry. You know, whether they had a problem or they say we had a problem with that pillow or not, replace it, refund me, or whatnot. But in 60 some days of use of this every day on a trail, it has failed, and it can no longer be used for its intent, because of that seam failure. Now, it was a nice pillow to use. It was nice. It's small, compact. When it's deflated, it doesn't take up any space at all. It's easy to deflate. It doesn't lose any air. The push button inflation deflation valve has worked. It hasn't misfunctioned, and it does come with one thing I don't like too much about it, though, is this very, very flimsy, cheap elastic band that you use to put it over your sleeping pad. There are some pillows that have a sleeve, more of like a wider band that kind of grips and holds on more. My first air mattress that I used had rippled edges so that it would actually attach to that, but since I went to the Rapide SL, which has a straight edge, it pushes off. I know some people will take a spare shirt or a t-shirt and pull it over to hold their pillows on, but I don't have a spare anything. I don't carry spare stuff. But this strap is a little flimsy, and it is fraying, so it's not the most durable strap. And if you have a straight edge pad, you will be waking up with no pillow and having to slide this back on, unless you do put something over it to hold it on. So that's the only two things I had an issue with this pillow, is just the strap could be a little bit more durable, a little wider. The grip on the pillow is a little better, or grip onto your sleeping mat's a little better. But the biggest gig is obviously where this actually failed as a pillow, which is an entire seam leaking. And I looked at it, I squeezed it, and I went around it, and it wasn't like, it was literally little trails of bubbles coming up all over the whole thing. So it was a complete seal failure. And with just the use of what only weight it ever got on it when it was blown up was just my head. And I took pretty good care of it. I usually rolled this up and tucked it into my bag where nothing was really squishing or getting into it, or I could be like puncturing it or giving it stress. So anyway, that is my review of the Trekology Air pillow, portable pillow. So anyway, I'll close out there, and you could think what you think about this review. If you bought this pillow and never had an issue, please comment and tell me. If you bought this pillow and you had the same issues, please comment and tell me. But if you were looking for a pillow, just consider this review when you're looking for a pillow. I have since replaced my pillow. When I test that one out, maybe when I get to the end of the hike, I'll review that pillow. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please do. It's all hiking content, gear review content, and I'm doing daily vlogs of my Appalachian Trail journey. Thank you.